Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, so today I'm here to answer the question, how do you make a 3D tablet successful in 2023? Let's find out. All right, so this was a very interesting video asked for me to do. This is the LumePad 2 from Leia, and they decided to sponsor this video and ask me, how do you like it? What are your impressions? What do you think about it? And the question that was really asked of myself, how do you make a 3D tablet successful nowadays? And it really is interesting because there's been a little bit of a resurgence lately in 2023 and over the past calendar year actually, because this is the fourth 3D device that I have seen this year. One was before CES in January. It was around November of last year. And then I saw two more at CES and now this one. And I will say that the LumePad 2 does have them beat when it comes to the 3D technology. I'm not sure what everyone was using. In terms of LumePad, they do use a nanotech layer that brings their, as they call it, magic. And it really is a wow factor when you have to see it. The one thing I will say is it's really something else when it comes to 3D and bringing that magic back to when we were kids and 3D was the coolest thing. And I say that because I, for one, had to test out right away with my son and see how he liked the 3D with one of his favorite movies, and that is Trolls. This was his reaction. Tablets before. This is called a 3D tablet. So it looks like it's coming out of the screen.
Shiny and blue.
Does it look different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic sign.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be a
I don't like.
No way.
I like. Go back.
What do you mean go back? What do you want to do?
That's right. We gotta play with. They're going poppy.
Okay. That's all.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
So that right there was really something else for me, just because to see that kind of reaction was so cool that I really was just awed by it. I really just enjoyed it, and it was something that, like, man, they love this, right? Kids love this. It really is something magical when you first see it and kind of see it popping on the screen. This is a movie he's seen hundreds of times and has grown out of for a while. But when he saw it this way, it was completely different and he didn't want to stop watching it. It was coming up on bedtime, so he had to, but we got him to watch it for about 20 minutes before he had to stop. And this brings me to my first bit of how do you make a 3D tablet work at this day and age, and that is by supporting it. See, a lot of ones enter this market and have one or two apps for this, and that's why they don't really succeed. However, Leia, with this tablet, has really done an amazing job of bringing an entire ecosystem to really support all of the 3D technology. Now, at this point, I do want to point out that filming a 3D tablet is going to be very different from what you're seeing and what I'm seeing, because it's going to be a lot more natural when you have two eyes instead of one camera, and it's able to really see that 3D-like effect, which as of right now, we can't really replicate in cameras unless you're using these cameras, of course. So that being said, it really is going to be different in terms of how the immersive feeling is from what I'm seeing to what I get to show you. So I'm trying my best to describe it as much as possible. Leia Flix 3D, and this is what he used to actually watch the movie. It basically is a service that comes with two movies out the box when you buy this tablet, which is really nice, and you can rent movies to watch them in 3D. I would prefer if they had an option to buy. I don't know if maybe that's coming. Maybe it's a licensing issue, but it's really something just to be able to rent it and have him watch the movie for the weekend. It's a fun process, and I think it's a really cool way of doing it. Plus, I'm gonna start to try to play with YouTube more with him and have those just so you can see more and more. Again, I think this is a really great kids enjoyment tool for myself, but there's way more workspace tools coming as well. First of which is the Leia Cam, and this one is really cool because the whole idea behind the Leia Cam is you can make your own 3D content. You have two front-facing cameras and two rear-facing cameras, and it really gets the 3D depth metadata by using those two to create a really cool image. And the reason why this is kind of interesting more than ever now is because of Apple's Vision Pro. See, that is going to be able to use these same kind of images in a 3D-like fashion, And really, this is going to be very interesting because if those kind of images become more and more popular, you literally have a device here that can shoot those photos and then more than likely be uploaded into that. That device is still in alpha, so from what we're seeing, that does seem like a possibility, but we'll have to wait and see when it actually comes out next year. Speaking about another technology that we've seen coming out in the future, Leia Chat brings 3D video chatting, so it has depth and to the point where you can actually feel like a person has more depth and is more immersed in that conversation. This is really cool to check out with the Leia team. You do need a LumePad 2 to LumePad to be able to do this, and really it was a really cool experience, very different from anything else. And I did think it meant a lot more for families that do travel. I do travel a lot for work, and seeing a 3D image was even better than just a standard video call. It kind of feels like it brings you closer. So I could definitely see me wanting to do that when I talk to my wife, when I talk to my kids. In that aspect, it would be a really great add-on to have the ability to do that. I do hope we'll see this in more formats than just LumePad to LumePad, which they might be working on, but it really is a great start at least to be able to have, again, an ecosystem within itself. If it catches on, who knows, but if you can somehow get a 3D map of others or of yourself with using a different device, that would be the ultimate goal, or maybe even have a LumePad smartphone maybe in the future. Now, a similar video chatting service is being developed by Google to have a very 3D depth-like feel, but when it happens, it's gonna be cumbersome. It's commercial use. It's not very portable. This you can take anywhere with you and set up anywhere, and you automatically get that 3D depth. Leia also is already into the chat AI technology with Leia Dream. This is essentially, I would say, a competitor to Midjourney, and the whole idea behind it is you type in a text and it creates a visual for you, an image out of the text you tell it to type. Now, I did one that I also did in Midjourney to kind of see the comparison. I will say that this one, you have to write it differently. Every chat AI is different, so you kind of have to figure out how to write to this AI. But the really cool thing about this that I was impressed by is that because it is 3D, of course, they make the image with a 3D depth map. So that is really cool because you can literally move the image around and kind of see it from side to side. So that was a really cool touch that I thought, oh, that's smart, using their own technology to make an AI image that literally no one else has right now. Now, the app most people will use is going to be Leia Tube. And the whole idea behind this is it's the YouTube to make 3D videos for all of your stuff. You watch a video on YouTube, click the share button, send it to Leia Tube, and then you have a 3D video of whatever YouTube video you're watching. So this can literally be used in my content, which I did try, which was kind of fun, and it's just a really great experience. Then finally, we have a really cool app that was just released yesterday and maybe re-record this whole section, and that is Moonlight 3D. This essentially is kind of like Steam Link or GeForce Now. The whole idea behind it is you can remote access your computer, which I do through Steam, and play video games in 3D. So that's really cool because a lot of these games, you could play through regular Steam Link app, but it would be in standard 2D feel. This seriously just made any service that uses this kind of technology into 3D. So you can literally play games that you would be playing on your computer, but in 3D now. And that is really cool. Not to mention that Leia has also partnered with game developers such as Gameloft and others to make these really cool 3D depth mapped games that are all controller supported, as well as with Moonlight. So you really can use controllers, you can use keyboard and mouse, whatever you really want to get the best experience possible while really maximizing your enjoyment with this. So I think for gamers, this is a really cool, unique experience. And the fact that they are partnering with developers to make more games to match it, and they just did Moonlight, which essentially brings all your PC games to this, is really something else. So what does it take to make a successful 3D tablet in 2023? Well, I think removing glasses from the equation is the first step. Giving really good 3D technology that doesn't give you headaches after a long duration of watching it. And finally, continually supporting it with software updates, with new apps, with new things, so that you feel supported for the long run. I think that's a winning strategy. Now this tablet does come in at $1099 with Snapdragon 888 and 8 gigs of RAM. I think you are paying a little bit extra for the 3D, of course, in this case, but at a 12.4-inch display, it really is kind of more in line with those higher priced tablets that give you this big of a screen. Very unique software, and I think you're gonna see it well off for developers, for gamers, and for people that are really looking into any kind of graphics artistry. It's gonna be a unique platform that they can use to really get 3D depths kind of material that they literally couldn't get with any other display at this level. And of course, finally, I think if you're a 3D enthusiast, then this is a no-brainer because it is the best 3D platform I would say you can currently use right now, over than the Asus and Acer laptop that I checked out earlier this year, and a lot of others as well. It just seems like the best overall solution, especially when using it as a display for your content. It just seems really good for that 3D experience. Now, I would want to see more 3D stuff coming out, and I'm hopeful that they do because they continually are supporting it. I love the fact that Moonlight just came out yesterday, and that shows their dedication. It's why I wanted to re-record this video and really give you the best impression of this that it is today instead of yesterday. So I would definitely recommend it, especially if they keep supporting it, and I will let you know if I hear anything about new releases in the upcoming months. Maybe we'll do a 6-month later review for this one. Thank you guys always so much for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.
Thank you so much again for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Also, follow me on social media at YouTube Tech Guy. And check out some more great tech videos on your screen right now.